So you want to go to art school? Well, lucky for you, I go to art school. I go to the School of the Arts Institute of Chicago. I'm going to tell you a little bit about how to survive the brutal environment that is art school. Just kidding, it's not that brutal, kind of, sometimes. Usually it's pretty okay. So you're probably one of three people. One, your parents are artists, they support what you're doing, they think it's awesome, you couldn't imagine doing anything else, so of course you're gonna go to art school. Two, your parents are kind of like, what the hell? You want to go to art school? Really? You're not gonna get a job. But at least you're going to some school, I guess, so sure, go, whatever. Or three, you just have a lot of feelings. And keep in mind, I've only been here for about a year now, so I'm kind of seasoned. Not entirely. But I went to a university school for 2 years in the art department, but it's not the same thing, I'll tell you that. Also, to anyone watching this who's in art school, don't be offended by anything I say. Don't be bitter. Stop it. You know some of these things are true. And this is my experience. So back off. So first thing about going to art school is, you know, everybody's trying to stand out. Everybody's trying to be unique. So there are the rich art students, and there are the broke as shit art students who are surviving on scholarships. That's me. That's me. Now don't feel bad about yourself if you broke as shit and you see all these other awesome art students who happen to have a little more money than you, and they're wearing some flashy shit that they got from the most expensive store. Okay, whatever, good for them, wonderful. Praise be. But as a broke-ass college student, you can still work it. You can make your own clothes out of rags and shit that you find around the city. You can weave your clothes out of, I don't know, whatever you may find, your hair. You can go to thrift stores. You're gonna go in and you're gonna find the ugliest sweater there is. And you're gonna buy it. Why? You may say this is freaking ugly. You will earn the respect of your colleagues this way. Although you might look like a dumbass anywhere else, you'll fit in at your school. Like, look at, I actually honestly can't wait to wear this. Hip as hell. So it's the weekend, right? And you're like, oh, I have nothing to do because I don't know anyone yet. There's always art galleries to go to. Go to as many art galleries as you can. Go see work in your school, like they always have art up. And also, if you go to gallery openings, there's free alcohol. Usually they don't ask to see how old you are. I'm 21, so don't even worry about it. So I can get my drink on legally. And I'm not telling you to go drink illegally. Don't drink if you're not 21. And then you can kind of mingle around with like your baby cup of like cheap wine. They literally give out like Dixie cups this big of like cheapo wine, but it's free. It's free. What do you want? You gotta mingle around. You gotta like look at the work. You gotta be talking to people, and you need to know your bullshit art terms. Oh yeah. This is reminiscent of Van Eyck. You just kind of like mumble some like art history terms, you'll be fine. Just reference some stuff, and then maybe name drop too if you know. Like just kind of be like, yeah, my grandma actually knew Jeff Koons. Actually, no, I don't know if you really want to say that. Now, the similar bullshit technique comes in at art critiques within your classes. You guys are going to be making work, right? And then, you know, eventually, critique time, which is great. I love critiques. Some people literally hate critiques. I love them because it's finally, after you've been working on something for a long time, you get some feedback, which is great. It really helps you grow as an artist. It's important. You should not bullshit during this time. Although so many people do, and it pisses me off. You want to be honest during critiques, because who wants to hear the fluffy bullshit? Nobody wants to hear the fluffy bullshit. Tell me how my photo looks. If you don't like it, back it up. Then there's those people who will tell you, yeah, I don't like your photo, and you're like, oh, okay, well, why not? And they're just like, I don't know, I just don't like it. And you're just like, okay, thank you for your input. Honestly, I don't let those kind of comments and critiques piss me off because there's no substance behind what they're saying anyway. So you'll learn whose opinion to trust. The different thing about art school teachers versus like university teachers is that art professors are artists. They're not exactly teachers. They're both, but they went to school to be an artist, so it's different. They didn't go to school to be a teacher. So sometimes you'll run into having professors who aren't exactly the best of conveying their message to you. Just try to get the professors that you know you like, or read reviews. A lot of schools will have reviews where you can kind of go through and see what professor you like. So you'll have professors who have the experience of being an artist and who can convey that idea really well to you, and you'll learn a lot. Or you'll get professors who just give you lynda.com tutorials, and you are like, do I even need to go to school if I could just like subscribe to lynda.com and learn everything on there? Now, art school is usually pretty expensive since most of the art schools are private. The School of the Art Institute is a private institution, so it is hella expensive. It bleeds you dry. Not only are you paying for tuition, you are paying for supplies and living and just college life. So you will be bled dry until you can't breathe anymore. Like, it's super expensive. So get as many scholarships as you can and try to get a job while on campus. Be frugal about your money spending, live on ramen. And when it comes to art supplies, try to be creative about where you buy things. Usually art stores are pretty expensive, so see if there's any other like Home Depots or Lowe's, kind of like hardware stores where you can get things for cheaper. You'll hear your other friends in other universities being like, oh my god, I gotta spend so much on textbooks, blah, blah, blah. And you're just like, oh, I have to spend so much on paint. And they're just kind of like, what? There's like the idea of what people usually think art students are. And a lot of people are very intimidated to come to art school because they're worried that everyone's like really pretentious and everyone's really mean and bitter. I mean, yeah, you're gonna find people like that for sure. But from my experience, there have been so many friendly people at art school and so many people who are super passionate about what they're into. I've met so many people who are so inspiring and inspire me to become more competitive with what I'm doing. And just, if you need help, pretty much anyone is like willing to help you. So that's been my experience. I mean, I don't know about other schools, but SAIC is really friendly to me. Don't be afraid to join like whatever art school clubs there are. I know at my school we have a soccer team. That is so random. I didn't know that we had athletics, and that's pretty. I think that's the only like sport we have. Something to keep in mind for art school, and this is super important, is to be on top of your health. You need to get sleep. Sleep is super important. I know that like it's kind of the cool thing in art school to be like, oh my gosh, yeah, I only got 3 hours last night. And then somebody's like, oh really? Because I only got 2 hours last night. And then all of a sudden it's like this weird competition and people are popping Adderall and like, try to eat good food. I know that's really hard to do when you're living on an art student budget. One thing I really like about art school is that people are really open about mental health. There's not really a taboo on mental disorders and mental health. People are pretty open about talking about the issues they have. If you have any sort of mental health issue, you can go to a therapist. Usually there's one with the school, and talk to them, and it's really not a big deal. Like pretty much like everyone goes. It's a really good thing to just be aware of yourself and to stay on top of your mental health as well as your physical health. I know it can seem a little hard to transition into art school from high school or from wherever you may be, like university setting. It's weird when all of your friends are going off to a university and they're talking about the sororities they're joining and all that jazz, and you're just off at art school breathing in paint fumes and like talking about performance art. And I know that a lot of people are like, oh, you're not gonna get a job, it's not guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed, okay? If you're passionate about what you do, you're going to be successful. So if you're passionate about art and you use the resources at your school and you get to know your professors and you get to know the students around you and you really try and you start going to galleries and museums and you really just soak it all in, you're going to do fine. I would rather spend $50,000 every year for a school that I absolutely adore, with people that I absolutely love, for an irreplaceable experience, than to pay a third of that every year and go to somewhere that I hate, that I can't wait to get out of, and that I'm not making any good networking decisions. So just saying. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you're not afraid to go to art school. I mean, if it's something you're interested, check it out. Take a tour of your school. Come visit my school, because you're the best. And to all my straight girls out there, don't come to art school thinking you're going to find your husband, because 90% of them are gay, and 10% of them are straight. So